I don't think I've ever had a video that's been this much of a never-ending, like, hydra. Like, every time I think I've got the final audio down, and I've been editing and editing and editing, I get, like, something weird. I'm like, "Ugh, that's such a good thing I should throw in here," or it's at least something that I should talk about or acknowledge or something. And it does not end. Like, every time I cut a bit of audio and, like, dialogue and all that, like, or something like that, I I find something new I want to add in. It's like you might think, oh, there's only 2 minutes left of audio to throw in here. You can finish it up very quickly. No, you fools! Granted, this is like thrown out a bit because I'm planning on redoing the audio to be hopefully shorter or at least more to the point. Because like sometimes I do a bit of a this is a bit too much of a deep dive if that makes sense. Uh, like I feel like this might be a little repetitive and like sluggish for what the video needs or should be. Let me mark this off actually as like this is the minefield I have to navigate till I get better. I'm actually using the Oof Troop hour-long video for like B-roll because I just like I'm trying to be efficient about what stuff I had and I didn't have a good shot of this in particular, like the Modern Fast Entertainment logo on the equipment down near the Mimic. Like I didn't have a good, I couldn't find an image of that, so this is one of the only places I've seen it. So I'm like, okay, I'll just grab that. And I'm also like, well, I want B-roll of the Mimic and Burn Trap, so I might as well. And what's weird is, so much of this video is about Fright's fiction, but the most like some of the most headache-inducing stuff is like this chunk after about 20 minutes. Because there is so little footage of this shit. Like it's like a really weird search terms for what does exist and have visuals. And then there's characters like Eleanor I have to draw and like represent because of the stuff I'm thinking of, like, God, the fact that there was art of, if there was not a To Be Beautiful graphic novel, this would be like almost impossible. Even then, I don't really use it much because I'm talking about so much of the shit that Eleanor has done that has not been adapted to any media lately. And also, like, all of Tales is no graphic novel or visual format or anything at all. Or like, this is Lucia. I'm not fucking drawing Lucia. But she has to be in this video somehow because she is a factor to consider with this whole theory. So it's like, I can't do it in an indefinite amount, you know? Like I can't draw everything. This video will never be finished if I draw every single character and concept. So I have to reuse stuff. I have to like use these kind of clips and footage and things. And then sometimes there's just like, okay, I guess Lucia is generic human character, but teal. That's how Lucia will be represented in this. Because I have no visual for Lucia to like, without drawing one myself. There's no canon art or anything of her, to my knowledge. And it's like, likewise, like, search terms for some of these things are just really a pain in the ass. And like, I just kind of want some B-roll Mimic, to be honest. So I might, if I've already downloaded this for this shot I couldn't find anywhere else, sure, why not? This actually kind of been my approach with this. Because I don't have help wanted, I have to, like, I have to use footage of that. Like, I can't record something I don't have, really. So I was like, do I use footage uncredited? Like, what do I do for some of this? Where's an example? So I just started using Markiplier footage. That was my result. Everyone knows who Markiplier is, so I don't have to put in like a little bit of text like this comes from this guy, blah blah blah, every time. Everyone knows who Markiplier is. I wanted footage of 50/20 mode to like represent something. I might as well use Daco's footage. Like this entire section, no original visuals, because like this little like 20-second spurt, because as I put in the yellow text here, there literally was no art or anything I could use for this, and there was just too much shit for me to draw and have this video come out before the end of October. Even then, like even now, like videos like this are my little break from this because there's so much to throw in here this is the never-ending theory, man. Like that Fright's Fiction never ends. If you want to keep adding to Fright's Fiction, you can. You always will be able to. I have been keeping this video on like the verge of 34 minutes this entire time. And this entire section just got added. Like I just recorded this and threw this into the video. To like visualize what that kind of looks like a little bit. For a normal length video, especially like one like Castermind, I maybe have this many audio files that go into just like the base audio, this blue section you see in the video. But this is the never-ending theory, and I keep recording and recording, and I keep getting new different ideas to throw into this video. And I'm like, this section right here is just like about dittophobia and stuff that you can make connections with and stuff. But I'm thinking about this and I'm like, there's no art for that. There's art for this section, so this part will actually go by very quickly. There's just footage I can use of this. It might not be easy to find, but if I look hard enough, I will be able to get it. This dittophobia, no official art for, nothing to work off of. It is text on a page. At best, I can reuse this shot of Markiplier playing Help Wanted Forever. Like, that might be what I have to do. Maybe I'll make it a mini Squawks cast mid-video. Maybe that'll be my solution, because I do like this section. Like, I do like what I say here. It just is, there's nothing for it. There's nothing for that. I don't remember what it was. Like, what art I did or what sprite I made. And people were like, I don't know how much use you're going to get out of that. I don't know why you're wasting your time making the sprites. When, in fact, the sprites are like a 5-10 minute endeavor, typically. They're very easy to make. But, like, man, these two sprites in particular, the Andrew Cassidy sprites, gotten so much mileage out of these two. Like, that is one of my most big, like my most paid off investments for art I made. Because Cassidy doesn't really have like an official design, so I just made this shit up. And Andrew has an official description, but no art currently. So I had to give him something to be represented, because I knew I'm going to be talking about him a lot. This has just been like, I forgot until I was making this video. I'm like, wait, what was I doing with this one again? That for drowning, I think the main character's name is Kara. It's not spelled like this, but I just decided, fuck it. This is Kara for the sake of the drowning. Anytime I'm talking about drowning, it's this one. I'm not doing art for Kara. I did art for the drowning girl, but not Kara. Or did I do art for Peggy? I might have. I think I did. Or wait, is Peggy and Kara? I'm trying to remember which one's which in drowning. One of them's the one that's implied dead, and the other one's the main character. Fuck it, I'm gonna keep it the same. I'm not finding my Peggy art, because I know I did a brief shot of Peggy 2 just for that video, because I knew it came up a lot in that video. So I'm like, might as well make that. And for stuff like this one, it's like, wait, what do you want me to do? I'm not gonna have this one move at all, so might as well just be a bit of a. Well, watch it slide. Entertainment to cause these stories to exist or come out. Ta-da! That's how that visual was made. And then it's like, oh wow, we got a new mimic to the collection. Of course, you have the all-time beloved killer shape-shifting robot in the basement. Never talked about her acknowledged in game. And now we have Snimic. Talk about her acknowledged in game because she's not a real person. Snimic, snake mimic, Snimic. He's here. Talk about her acknowledged in game. Snimic, look at him go. Woo! Snimic. God, the Frights books have been, or the Tales books have been such a fever dream with like the most grounded, even like the most grounded stories have shit like this where it's like, okay, snake mimic, Snimic. watch him go. Just mimic away. Why is the mimic a snake in the scene? Because fuck you. Fuck any logic or rationale for why the mimic would be able to turn into a snake. It can shapeshift to anything. Fuck you. The Mimic and Eleanor are like the biggest characters, or it's just like, give them any ability that you feel like. Anything. Just make shit up as you go. Give them all the powers, all the features, all the things they can do. And there's sometimes where I'll be like writing a script for a video and I'm like, can I visualize this? Can I even like do this video? I didn't have any videos like that until the Shadow Stand video with the Eleanor section, where I'm like, oh god, there's no art for this. And then it's like the same thing with this video. Is talking about the books is so draining because just so much shit is just text on a page and you just have to somehow make that interesting for a video. Like, the books are one of the few times where I wish I genuinely just had a face cam running and just talked. Kind of like Rytoast and FNAF sometimes do, where, like, those two still have visuals beyond that, but, like, there's a good amount of shots that's just them talking. And this is one of those where I'm like, okay, I kind of wish I did that, but at the same time, I don't feel like doing it. I like having there's kind of an inherent separation between me and the real me if it's this bird on the string, you know? Like, it's very clear this is a video that I have made and pre-scripted and planned and have this whole thing for, if this is the thing on the screen that represents me. If it is my real face, it is a lot harder to tell that apart. Now, a lot of people with functioning brains will still understand there's a difference, but in that context, it is not as easy. You still have to remind yourself, this is a pre-scripted thing that is meant to be made this way, and it is still subject to flaw or error. And if there is this fictional character you're looking at, this bird, that helps you understand that a bit more. I'm just kind of rambling, but it's like, that's why I preferred the idea of being a bit of a PNG tuber rather than being just someone who shows his own face on camera. I just felt like there's a nice bit of like clarity of what is and isn't real. It's kind of a little bit of hard to explain. It's a complicated topic at its core, but that's just like the clear that this is the character of Sire Squawks making this video and presenting it. It's just nice to me. It's also nice that it's like I don't have to put any pressure on public appearances. Like, if I want, I can go somewhere and no one will ever know it's me unless they really know my voice down that deep. So it's like that idea is like, hey, I think I don't want to ever have like a face reveal and make a big deal out of it. I think I want it to be something people piece together or figure out. Kind of like, oh, hey, I was able to figure out this was Sire Squawks at a convention once, and there's like 3 elusive images of me online that are like repeated around endlessly, and it's like the only way people know who or what I am. I think I want to play the Toby Fox angle, you know, if that makes sense. Like, the I am this elusive cryptid that people have figured out what I look like, and then it's like, I'll never really acknowledge what I look like, but you can figure it out if you try hard enough. I don't know. I've just always liked the clear demarcation of this is where Sire Squawk starts and this is where James ends. Anyway, that's we're kind of getting into like a different topic then. This video is long, and I keep adding to it, and I really should stop adding to it. This is a high drive, and every time I cut off a head, I get another minute long. It's like, when I started today, there was 8 minutes of visuals to finish for a tomorrow release date. And I'm at 35, and I've got 28 done. So, I'm back, and I was at 34 prior. So even though I've cut audio, by the way, I dropped down to 33 minutes of total runtime, and now I'm back to 35. A little like high or mid 35 too. Hey, God.